And welcome back to Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age Struggle for Freedom. I did some minor grind off screen here and had to replace a couple Phoenix Downs I lost along the way. You might notice right there, Penella has a pole now for a weapon. That's because, again, I did a little off-screen LP grinding and I got a level up along the way. For this one here, we finally we finally caught up to Jin and explained to him that we need a Sunstone. And he's gonna give us a Shade Stone. We're gonna be going to those dark crystals there, and gather their energy so we can turn a Shade Stone to a Sunstone. It takes about roughly 2 to 3 dark crystals to get it done. It's not that hard. You just have to find them and then just hit the B button or hit whatever confirm button you have to hit to raise up the Sunstone. So it's not that difficult at all. If you do have to LP grind a little bit in this patch, I would definitely recommend you get Penella the Oaken Pole, because that does only way more damage, but it gives us some nice evasion too. And you can see right there, I just showed off. I didn't show off anything too different from Vaughn, but I know for Penella, I upgraded her equipment because she sorely needed it. So yeah, again, you can pick any dark crystal you want. It doesn't matter in which order. You can backtrack to go to the ones that you saw previously, or if you want to explore the new areas, like I'm doing right here, and take it to the dark crystals there. Yeah, again, an achievement. That's totally fine as well. Of course, you can always use the treasure reload trick. Well, not a trick, more like a mechanic you can get in the game where every time you leave a map and then you go back to another map, the treasure reloads. And it is different normally. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, sometimes it isn't. And plus, the reason why I made it around 21 minutes long is because, again, I'm trying to keep some parts short. And next section coming up would be where I try to enter Rabanastre Palace by going through the sewers. The sewers might be a whole part in and of itself. That's why I'm saving it for that. You know, per usual, if you want to beat up some enemies and get some money, I do recommend again that you grind for a bit. Especially if you're planning on upgrading your party's equipment down the line. Especially if you're doing the struggle run. If you're doing the freedom run, then I think in that case you can grind less. Well, you can sort of grind less. But you can get the stuff that you want right away because it's already available. And that's the other thing about doing a struggle run is that you're not gonna get the equipment that you want to use right away, even though you might have bought it. It just won't be. It'll be available to buy, but you won't be able to use it until you actually get the license for it, which can be admittedly a tad bit annoying. Because you have to run around and grind a bit before you move on to the next area of interest. See right there, there's the first one. Sometimes it can take up to 3. I have done playthroughs before where it can take up to only just 2 dark crystals, and then that's that. Unfortunately, I got the lower end of that one, so I'll have to get 2 more dark crystals in order to make the Shade Stone Sunstone. You might have noticed too, there are other exits in the Giza Plain that lead to other areas. I don't recommend you go there, especially if this is gonna be your first time. Like over here to the right, I believe that leads to the I want to say the Osmos Plains, which is an area that you're not really supposed to go to yet because the enemies are just too strong at this point. So I don't recommend rather that you go way out of your way to just explore the areas. Just explore the one that you know you can fight in, and then just move on. And also, it's always good to check your map as well, like I do every once in a while, to see if to see A, where the next Dark Crystal is, and B, how I can plan out my route. One thing you gotta like about the poles, I think, is that they have the chance of hitting multiple times. Now, I think the damage is much better than the daggers. I think you do see it here at some point. I'm just not sure when though, but I do know poles are pretty strong. They have good physical evasion too. You see, but I scored 3 hits that time with the pole. I'm not sure if poles have a higher chance of scoring multiple hits than daggers do. Maybe it's the other way around. Because I think daggers have a better chance of multi-hitting, while poles just do more damage. So I'm not sure what exactly constitutes which weapon is better. I just know the pole I'm equipping right now for Pinello does slightly more damage. And there's that one last, well, not the last one, I should say, sorry. That's the second Dark Crystal we have to get here. And again, I think I'm just grinding here. Oh yeah, good to note that, good to note that if you're going after a Geyser Rabbit or a Rabbit-type enemy, if another rabbit sees you trying to harm its kind, it will fight you as well. I think that's another good thing to note. Of course, I know that if you leave them alone and if they target you while the health bar is still green, they should heal you. I have seen it done before, like they can heal you with a cure or cast protect on you and stuff like that. That's a giant bird. A good thing we got weapon, because I don't want to be punching a bird. That's how the logic works in Pokemon. Flying types are always super effective against fighting. Anyways, so now we get to this Dark Crystal here. This is the second one. And that was a pretty big one, too. At least a 50% increase or so. It's somewhere around there. And if you just want to get to the last Dark Crystal, you can do what I'm not doing, as ignoring enemies and then just going about your merry way. But because I don't know how difficult this patch really is, I know it would rebalance some enemies. I would rather be as much experience as get as much experience points as possible. So. Which other dungeon I'm coming into next? I mean, I know I'll be getting into next. I have beaten Final Fantasy 12 before. I just don't want my HP to be too low for me to take on some of the enemies coming up. But I think because of Vaughn's got high HP anyways, I don't think that'll be an issue. Of course, that was just me figuring out what I want to do next. I think right around here, or sometime after this, I decided to just skip out on the enemies and just go straight for the Dark Crystal. I believe I do right here. Yeah, not much else to really say here. Just me slaying some hyenas and some rabbits. Got myself another cotton cap here. Yeah, those you can just flat out sell if you already got upgrade equipment at this point. And I think right here I finally decided to stop going after every enemy I see and just go straight for the Dark Crystal. Looks, I think I do. Oh no, I do it right here. Okay. Man, I'm getting pretty unlucky with the steals now. Like the first part, like the first couple parts ago, I was getting lucky with some steals left and right. Now I'm getting rather unlucky. At least lucky on the first try. Yeah, at this point I decided to just say, well, I'm done here, so I might as well just go ahead and finish up this dark crystal right here. Okay, one last hyena, I believe. And of course, I stupid slave because I think I know why I was grinding for so much. I'm trying to see if I can get like different items for me to sell here aside from just the elemental stones. Like I'm hoping for like tan hides and stuff like that. Which I know you can make stuff with it. And of course, the hyenas gonna try to get involved. Yeah, I've been getting like a lot of potions in these chests too. Getting a little bit rather unlucky with the chest there. But then again, this is like one of those early stages or one of those early areas that you don't really expect anything epic. Although I do know that there's maps like that you have to reload, you know, every so often just to get the item that you want. All right, so we finally did the Sunstone side quest. Well, technically, it's a mandatory. It's a mandatory quest, I guess you can say. I wouldn't call it a side quest. So yeah, now we can actually sneak into Rabanastre Palace and find out what's inside the palace. It makes it worth the while. Of course, I'll have to be sneaking through the sewers first in order to do that, which I will, like I said, get into in the next part. And so we got a nice little prize here. A couple potions, a couple teleport stones, and a little bit of money. Kind of wish the gil was a little bit higher than just 50 gil. I mean, I guess then again, these are people they are nomads that just live in the village, so I guess you don't expect them to be rich or anything. And I start to sell some stuff here because I don't really have a lot of loot to begin with, so I just go ahead and just sell what I got. Take 3 of those and laugh at the face of poison. Oh yeah, this is your first arcane spell that you get called Dark. It has a nice AoE radius. It can hit a lot of things for good damage too. Something I hope to use later on. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, I think I do one more thing before I end this part. Okay, I remember what I do now. I go after the other hunt. I think it's Textera. It's a giant wolf. You'll see within a few minutes. To get there, though, you have to go to the Wester Sand, which is the opposite side of the Ester Sand. And that one, it tends to be a bit harder than the Ester Sand, but if you stick around the first area, then you can just find nothing but wolves. And if you want to grind off wolves, then I guess by all means. Alright, so here's technically our first introduction to the Western Sand. Technically you're not supposed to really go in the whole area until later, but like I said, only the first area is not too bad. We're doing this because we're trying to take care of a hunt that we accepted. Generally speaking, if you want to do a hunt, it's best to bring as many party members as you can, guests included, so you can just have more. You can have more of a chance of dealing with the hunt boss. Because some hunts can be pretty hard. I know this one isn't really too bad. And then we see the oh, we see some more wolves here, I guess. Here. Sorry, I was just checking my phone for 1 second. Oh yeah, I believe that there's a grinding trick you can pull off here. I think you have to do it. Okay, I knew what I was trying to do. Why I kept Vaughn at low health. Like if you see him blinking red right there, that means he's in critical. That means he's close to death. I think you have to be by yourself too. I don't have the option for a party member yet to swap out party members or whatnot. But yeah, I can't get him to appear. There's an enemy in the game that you can grind off of called Dustia. It only appears when there's only one ally left in the party, like one ally in the party, and he's like he or she's near death. It will appear, and it's not a strong enemy to begin with, but for some reason it appeared only when one ally is left and it's in critical. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure why that is, but basically for Dustias, there's a way you can grind off of them, although it's really tricky. You have to kill them, and then right when you kill them, before the amount of experience and license points number displayed, you have to leave the map and then reload it again, because otherwise it won't reappear until you leave the map until you leave the area completely and then try again. I know you can grind for really rare items, really rare materials you can get much later in the game. And I know he's decent to grind off early on, but in order to instantly kill him, you need Phoenix Downs, which you're not going to have a lot of gil at this point. So you're better off saving that farming until you got plenty of money / Phoenix Downs on you. All right, here's a Thextera. Thextera. There we go. That's how you pronounce it. This one in here is like a giant wolf. It can summon other wolves to help them out. See right there, it's called Cry for Help. So don't focus on the little guys. Focus on the main one, and then you're all set. Like so. So down it goes. So once you kill the Thextera, you can go ahead and leave the Western Sand, at least for now, unless you want to explore the rest of the particular portion of the map. In case you like to hoard treasure, and knowing me and being an RPG player, I like to explore every bit of the map until I find something, and then if I don't find anything, I just move on. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all there is to this area, at least for the time being. You won't have to go back to the Western Sand until like later in the game, when you have a full party roster of 6. And I think from there, if I remember correctly, you would have to go back to the Western Sand in order to get to King Wraithwall's tomb to get the Dawn Shard. That's not going to be until later in the game, so you don't have to worry about that right now. Alright, got me a level up. Now, I think from here, I just skip out on the grind and hoard for treasure if I can find anything. Yeah, I've been getting like nothing but potions, which I'm finding to be rather surprising. Well, rather curious, I should say. I know that if you get lucky, you could get the onion bow, the onion arrows and the short bow. But that's if you're going for like an archer type class. I know you can't get those just yet, and I know the short bow with the onion arrows do more damage at this point in the game. Alright, so, with Vinyl, I was able to actually get a few license points done here, so I can actually start upgrading his equipment, which I will do down the line, and Penelo can actually learn some more spells, which is pretty nice. But unfortunately, we won't get to Penelo for quite some time, so next time we meet, we're going to be scourging through the sewers to get to Ravenastre Castle, and see what treasure they have inside that the Sunstone can reveal. Later!